I miss the free swingers. There's been such a focus on three true outcome players and the patience that a walk is as good as a hit, and there's nothing to be ashamed of if you're racking up all the strikeouts as long as you're putting enough balls in the seats. But sometimes all those Ks give me a whole lot of Zs and puts me to bed. That's why Jacob Wilson is such a refreshing antidote to that which can sometimes plague the game. He's like a shot of espresso every time he steps in the batter's box. Pure bat-to-ball skills, very few whiffs, and very few walks. You throw it, he'll hit it. Look at these numbers when it comes to lowest whiff percentage, according to StatCast. Take a look at that company. Arise is a three-time batting champion. In fact, the first player in baseball history to win batting titles with three different teams in 3 consecutive seasons. Quan appears to be one of the best contact hitters of his generation, and then there's Wilson. Meantime, the league-wide whiff rate is 25.1%. So here's what makes Wilson different. His swing percentage is 54.5%. Arise 51, Quan 41.6. So on any given pitch, there's a 55% chance Wilson will swing. And the odds of him putting his bat on the ball is 90.3%. After last night's game, Wilson has now reached base 14 times since his last strikeout. His 4.3 strikeout percentage is higher than only Arise and is 5 times better than the league average K rate of 21.9. I mentioned the 3 true outcomes earlier: walk, strikeout, or home run. Roughly 34% of plate appearances in baseball this season end one of those 3 ways. 20 years ago, that number was 27%. Here's the list of players with the lowest 3 true outcomes this season. It's Arise, Wilson, the only 2 batters under 10%, and then everyone else. So when you're watching Jacob Wilson, we're watching the next Luis Arise. In fact, GM David Forrest told us on MLB Now last week that is the comp they use internally when it comes to Wilson. Wilson played college baseball for the Grand Canyon Antelopes. Tim Salmon, the most famous alumni. He was selected 6th overall in the 2023 draft, making his debut last year with the A's. And you know he's got the bloodlines. Jacob attended Thousand Oaks High School, where he's played for his father, Jack Wilson, a former Major League shortstop. Jacob credits his dad for his approach, telling Baseball America 2 years ago, "My dad also hated striking out. That's something I really gained from him. My dad really built that into me as a baseball player." The elder Wilson struck out just 11.6% of the time. And if you have a youngster out there who can improve his bat-to-ball skills, Jacob admits playing another sport helped immeasurably as well. The other sport? Ping pong. Get that paddle out, boys and girls. The A's are a true fun team to watch right now. They've locked up Brent Rooker and Lawrence Butler in long-term deals. Tyler Soderstrom was a revelation, bashing 9 home runs in his first 19 games. They're a Major League best 13-7 on the road this season. And their bullpen, led by the sensational Mason Miller, has been a true bellwether of their success. In 20 wins, they boast a scintillating .63 ERA, the lowest in baseball. In the 16 losses, a bloated 8.66 ERA. The A's have young, controllable assets and on the rise with their very own Luis Arise in Jacob Wilson. Well, welcome back in, Mike Lowell and Sean Casey. Speaking of hand-eye coordination, Mikey plays tennis. You know it well. Get that eye on the ball,
you
right?
See him play ping pong, too. I thought I was good until he came out and said, "What's this guy doing?"
Fun to watch Jacob Wilson out there.
It sure is. And it's a little bit of a throwback old school where it's a guy where I can hit the ball to right, I can pull it to left, I can put it in play. God forbid we actually maybe think of doing a hit and run with this type of guy. With that bat-to-ball skills, it's a different dynamic that we don't see with a lot of the hitters in today's game.
Yeah, I love it. I love the way he plays the game. He's a tough out. I was surprised yesterday. Load the bases to face him. No way. He's the one guy I don't want to face because you know he's putting it in play. He's probably going to put it in play hard. He's going to barrel up something somewhere. So since he came in, I did an interview with him right before he got drafted out of Grand Canyon. Got a chance to play with his dad, Jack, too. Was great teammate, great friend, and it's just great to watch, man. It's a different, like you said, it's a different vibe when you watch him up there. It's not the 3 true outcomes. You know he's going to put the ball in play, and it's just really impressive. So I love it. I love that team.
What I liked the most was I hate to strike out, because for me that tells me that there's a competitiveness, a little bit of an extra edge of making each at-bat count. I don't know. I just see it more and more often where since the stuff of the pitchers is so good in today's game, we're looking for that perfect pitch even with 2 strikes. And sometimes you don't get the perfect pitch, but you get a hitter's pitch. And you're looking for something else, and guys walk back after a 94-mile-an-hour fastball and was in or third. And you look back, I said, I think he probably could have done some damage there if you just widen the zone. So that fact of not wanting the strikeout, and if you take it back through the years, most of the teams that make the postseason, especially the World Series champions, are in the bottom 5-10% of teams that strike out. So there's value. A strikeout isn't the same as another out. It's not the same. So there is value to guys that can put the ball in play, especially as we saw last night.
46 hits, 6 strikeouts.
Love it, man.
Incredible to me. The guys mentioned what happened last night. Wilson played hero. We'll do a managerial check right now. Mariners skipper Dan Wilson to get to that point. So bottom 11 tie game. Gio Urshela sacrificed bunted Tyler Soderstrom to third. And then Dan Wilson decides to have, this is the bunt here.
Love that the bunt's coming out, baby.
I agree. And Casey Legumina intentionally walks both the righty Shea Langoliers and the lefty J.J. Bleday just to face Jacob Wilson. Dicey here, Casey.
I don't see this because you know that Jacob Wilson's swinging and he's going to put the ball in play. And look at the infield. The infield is in, which I know for me, if the infield came in, I just got to hit something hard and it's going to get through.
I tried looking back in the game, and there was 2 things. And I'm not going to just destroy Dan Wilson for this because I think there's a degree of latitude some managers get based on what you're seeing today in yesterday's game. Langoliers lined out twice, sack fly, went deep, walked before the intentional walk. He had a great game. So are you taking the recency of a good day for Langoliers or the guy hitting .333, who, by the way, already had 2 hits and got one of Andres Munoz that no one can hit this year in Jacob Wilson? So you're kind of picking your poison. So I think the way you got to look at it is, how can I kind of accept the consequence if it's negative based on that decision? Right. And the only thing I would do different in managerial check is if you're going to go with I'm going against Jacob Wilson, I bring the left fielder in and put an extra infielder.
The 5th infielder.
I would do that because Wilson hit the ball on the ground 3 times that day. So I got to combat for that. If you're going to do part of it, I got to do the whole thing of it. Like the left fielder there, if it's a deep ball to left field, he's scoring. I need the extra guy or the right fielder, whoever you want. It seems like Wilson, one thing you know that's not going to happen in that situation is he's not going to strike out. Yeah. I would have maybe preferred, hey, let's throw to Langoliers. Maybe we get a couple nasty pitches. You get a couple strikes on him. You get early. Maybe he chases something. He's much more of a strikeout victim than just saying intentional walk, intentional walk. A guy who has great bat-to-ball skills is not going to strike out, and the pitcher has to come to him. That seems like a recipe for disaster.
I do. On the other side, though, I do love Kotz getting the bunt down, getting the guy to third, 1 out. Now you set up this mayhem.
Yes.
Now a ground ball with the infield back, or a fly ball wins it. Like I think you're starting to see that come back a little bit more in the game. You're starting to see guys getting guys over. Like Mikey said, not all outs are created equal. Not everybody's just going to go deep. So you got to play. You're trying to score more runs than the other team. Whatever it takes to get that run across the board.
A's 3rd walk-off win of the season coming up.